Hey there guys, welcome back to AFC Game by Game. I'm delighted, absolutely delighted to be talking to you this afternoon about Arsenal's victory over Bournemouth. 3-0, the final result, and to be honest, for the time being, a breath of fresh air. Really good to see Arsenal play with such fluidity, such an exciting performance. All round, very captivating after the international break, and given that we want to put that Liverpool game to the back of our minds, it was really good to see Arsenal play well, score some brilliant goals, have a solid defensive performance, didn't give Bournemouth an inch in this game, and all round it's very confidence boosting going into that game against Chelsea, where it could be a totally contrasting performance, but what we've got now is a foundation to work off. We've beaten Bournemouth today, a very good Bournemouth side in my opinion. Eddie Howe's got some fantastic players in their side, and we nullified them brilliantly. We take this into that game against Cologne on Thursday, beat them convincingly with a team that I would hope is a bit more mismatched compared to the one that played today, looking at playing El Neni, Wilshere, Mertesacker, Chambers, Holding, Giroud, Walcott, Iwobi. I mean, loads of different options we've got in that game, so I'd have no doubts about playing those type of guys in that game. And then going into that game on Sunday, hopefully after another win, I'm feeling a bit more positive about things. I think that this, you know, for the time being, as I say, it's just a breath of fresh air. Don't want to get in over my head, but on the day, very much enjoyed the performance, and I'm left feeling very upbeat about things. But as I say, don't want to get in over my head just yet. Very good team lineup from Arsene Wenger. It's the first time in a long time that I've probably agreed with one of his starting 11s. We saw Petr Cech starting goal, a back three of Mustafi, Koscielny and Nacho Monreal. Probably for me is going to be the strongest back three that we're going to see this season. I don't think Mertesacker is going to play too much. I think we'll see Holding and Callum James used a bit more conservatively this season, as they are still quite young. So Monreal, Mustafi, Koscielny, very strong back three, performed admirably today. The only slight qualm about that is Monreal, as we know, is a fullback, not necessarily a centre half, but playing at left centre back, don't really have too much of an issue with that. Just coming up against faster players like Mane the other week and Salah, those kind of players do cause our defence problems, so I'd hope we're a bit more adaptable and we bring in a bit more grit, maybe bring in another out and out centre half. So when we're playing a team with pace, maybe bring in Mertesacker and then have Mustafi and Koscielny either side of him. That's just my opinion. Let me know if you agree with that in the comments box below. We could also look to play a back four at times, Kolasinac, Bellerin on the flanks, Mustafi, Koscielny, Mustafi, Mertesacker. I mean, lots of different options we've got in defence, but it's still, I still think there are a few tweaks at times that can be made with our back line. It's our first clean sheet we've kept this season. Before this game, we weren't overly convincing in defence, but as I say, that's a good back three we've got, and I hope we take that back line up into the game in well, next weekend. I'd hope we'd see Mertesacker, Chambers, etc. played on Thursday night. Midfield, I mean, he kept faith in Aaron Ramsey and Granit Xhaka. Probably the right decision on the day. I think that they both performed very well. Still not as tight as I hoped it would be. Maybe for those games away from home against the likes of Chelsea, Coughlin's gone off injured today, but maybe it would be preferable to play Coughlin and then Xhaka slightly ahead, and then Ramsey even further ahead of them in a midfield trio. If not, bring in someone like El Neni, possibly bring in someone like Jack Wilshere, just so we've got a bit more grit, a bit more protection in front of the back line, and then play four at the back as well. So just so, I think at times against teams that are going to break at pace, then we really do need that extra man in midfield, someone like El Neni, someone like Coughlin to break up the play. Could Jack Wilshere be that man for us? He's done it for England. It would be interesting to see if he can do it on Thursday night, if he is to be played in that sort of role. Wing backs, perfect. Bellerin, right wing back, had a good game today. Kolasinac, left wing back. Unbelievable. This guy is an absolute man mountain, and I sincerely hope that that's his position nailed on, whether it be at left back, whether it be at left wing back. None of this playing him at centre half, none of this keeping him on the bench. He is so powerful, so good going forward, got the assist for the first goal. I mean, he's an absolute beast and a player that should be a fixture in this Arsenal team. I'm so glad we got this guy for free, a definite upgrade on what we had before. And when Monreal finally does hang up his boots, I think Kolasinac is the perfect guy to fill in there, whether it be at left back or at left wing back. And I think it kind of works. I mean, having Nacho Monreal at left centre back and then having Kolasinac just ahead of him, I think that's a very good partnership that could be worked there. And then just in front of them, we had Danny Welbeck and Mesut Ozil. Both had very good games today. Danny Welbeck getting a brace and an assist, so really pleased with his performance. Got a great finish as well on one of the goals, and just ahead of them, Lacazette, who worked relentlessly throughout this game, got a goal that he thoroughly deserved. His link-up play, second to none. He was brilliant throughout the course of this match, and just, again, it begs the question as to why this guy didn't start at Anfield, but very good, strong team lineup from Arsenal. The only thing that could have made it a bit stronger was playing Alexis Sanchez, who came off the bench for the final 10 minutes. But Welbeck, I mean, certainly took that Alexis Sanchez role to himself and played a really good game. So hats off to Danny Welbeck. 3 goals in 4 Premier League games. He must be really pleased with that. We all go on about how poor his finishing is, but I mean, that's not a bad return for a guy that is kind of like Bambi on ice at times. Anyway, let's get into the game itself. Brilliant couldn't have started any better. Opening goal within about 5 minutes. Kolasinac doing what he does best, bombing down that left-hand side after a beautiful bit of link-up play of Aaron Ramsey. Delightfully weighted cross onto the heads, elbow, whatever it was of Danny Welbeck, just bundled into the net. Not too many protests from Bournemouth. I know Asmir Begovic was having a little bit of a go, but beyond that, rightly worked Arsenal goal, and the perfect way to start this game. I mean, a good statement early on. It really did put Bournemouth's game plan out the window. Then we made it 2-0 not too long after. Lacazette in about the 20th minute. Brilliant work from him, and his link-up play, brilliant as I said. But the way this goal was built up, really nice work from Arsenal. And Welbeck just teeing him up for him to bang it in past Asmir Begovic. Wonderfully executed goal, and I sincerely hope we see more of that this season. We haven't seen those kind of finishes in a long time. Absolutely ruthless in front of goal. Love this celebration. Love what this guy is going to bring to Arsenal Football Club, with Olivier Giroud as well, with Daniel Welbeck banging in goals as well this season. Brilliant options we've got there, and yeah, it's hard not to get excited about him, and I'm still absolutely furious he didn't start at Anfield. But let's say the season starts here with a 3-0 win against Bournemouth. I mean, it couldn't have gone any better today. Making it 3-0 through Danny Welbeck. Brilliant finish from him in a very difficult and tight angle to put it into the goal. Begovic, I think, could have done a little bit better, but that would give Danny Welbeck's confidence the world of good. And 3-0 at the end of the day. I mean, it was very comfortable from Arsenal. The only slight bit of controversy was when Alexis Sanchez entered the field of play. Slight boos being ringed around the stadium. To be honest, if Alexis Sanchez wants to shut those people up, he's got to start performing, got to start scoring goals. I mean, we all know that he's put all these social media posts out on Instagram saying he's focused, he's ready to go for Arsenal. But at the end of the day, performances are what matters, and he's got to start putting those performances onto the pitch. I've no doubt in my mind that he will. Right decision from Arsene Wenger to play him off the bench today, given that he's just come back from international duty with Chile. But if we're going to win Alexis Sanchez back, if we're going to get him on our side, winning games is going to be important. And you know, I said in my preview that I was worried about the likes of Mustafi, Bellerin and so on, that they were going to get out of the club, that they weren't particularly happy at Arsenal. Didn't really see anything from their performance today that suggested that they wanted to leave Arsenal Football Club. I thought Mustafi played very well, looked very focused on his game. Alexis looked very purposeful when he came on. Bellerin didn't really cause any issues. So all round, not too much of an issue. I just hope that, you know, if we get a couple of wins on the bounce, then these guys, what went on over the past couple of months will just be erased completely. Football's a funny old game like that. It can change in the flick of a switch. But whilst we've got these guys playing for Arsenal Football Club, I'd hope they'd give their absolute all. And now that the transfer window's behind us, we don't have to worry about that so much. I don't want to see any more of the performances that we saw against the likes of Liverpool earlier on, and I don't want to be going away from home against Chelsea and just feeling utterly depressed after that game. I'd hope we'd put in a performance. A draw probably wouldn't be the worst result in that game, but before that, we've got a game at home to Cologne in the Europa League. Going to be interested to see how we approach that one. As I say, would be great to see Jack Wilshere start. I was disappointed that he wasn't on the bench today at least, but I hope he gets a chance in midweek. Well, towards the end of the week it is now. We're not in the Champions League anymore. And I'd hope we see Reece Nelson play some football. A bit disappointed he wasn't on the bench today either, but I mean, we've got a fantastic squad at the minute. I think, with all due respect to Oxlade-Chamberlain, the way it's opened up this option now for someone like Nelson, and the way it's made our wing-backs so much more suited to their roles, with Kolasinac on the left and Bellerin on the right, I think that's going to be brilliant this season. Whether they're playing as wing-backs or full-backs, I think we've got a very exciting team in that side of things. I do still worry that we don't have more options behind someone like Hector Bellerin. The only real option we've got is Mathieu Debuchy, who's incredibly out of favour with the club, or you've got Callum Chambers. So a bit worrying on that front, but I'd hope that we're able to maybe recruit someone in January or promote someone like Nelson who can play as a wing back. But again, he's not a right back, so for me, still quite light in that role. But yeah, that's just my take on it. Let's look at the positive side of Arsenal today. A 3-0 win at home to Bournemouth, kept a clean sheet, scored 3 goals, 3 brilliant goals at that. And I'm looking forward to watching match of the day tonight. Anyway, guys, please do drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments box below. Drop a like on the video, as I've already said. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll be speaking to you very, very soon.